You in this battle, man, I'll soon be dead. I'll glue your face to my dick so I can fuck with your head. I got metaphors coming through my pores. You probably never been in a battle before, so I hope you realize your mistake. There ain't no party, got some candles, this won't be a piece of cake.
Folks, welcome to the Before Hours podcast, an internet radio phenomenon hosted by an occasional morning person. I ask the most interesting people I know about their sleep, their routine, life, love, stress, and setbacks. If you want to write to us, you may do so in one of two ways. Email the Before Hours podcast at gmail.com or slide into my DMs on Instagram, Bobby Sheen, LOL, because you know I bring the laughter. But for now, we got a comedian. You've seen him on stage, you've seen him at Comedy Fight Club, and you're seeing him on this podcast right now, Derick Gonzalez. How you doing, Derick?
What's up, man?
Before we started recording, you were telling me about your very healthy breakfast.
Oh yeah, my fucking disgustingly healthy breakfast. It
Yeah.
was, a toasted bagel with a little bit of butter on it. I forgot to tell you that part. I put a little bit of butter.
Oh, okay.
Because I air fried it. Does it make it better if it's like I air fried it?
I don't think it does at all.
Okay, cool. So I did that, fried the egg, and then fried the ham. I think they call it Canadian bacon.
Ooh.
But yeah, and then put some cheese on it, folded it up. Cheese got melty, put it right on there. Fucking,
That sounds so good,
bro,
dude.
it's fucking delicious. But I know I'm like, those carbs gonna bloat me the fuck up later.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking mad about that.
The carbs are a weird thing because you need to eat some to like give you energy.
Yeah.
But then it's almost, they're like the Goldilocks of macros, right? Because if you eat too much, then you're like, I have to take a nap right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's weird taking a nap at 8:30 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just like, I really wanted to like, just like, I laid right back down. I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be cleaning, but nah.
Uh-huh.
But fuck, man. Your breakfast was way more like hearty nutritious.
It was not really.
Not hearty.
I don't eat a lot. My thing is I'm afraid if I eat a lot before I record, then in the middle of recording, I'm going to have to shit. Yeah. And I'm real precious with my recording times.
I think you could get away with it.
Yeah.
I think you get away with one shit, bro.
Okay.
If it's like one of those things where you got like IBS or some shit and you got to
Mhm.
constantly keep going, yeah, maybe chill out with the bread, but fuck it.
Because usually we were talking about it off mic. Because I woke up a little late on purpose. I knew I was out late last night and we were recording today at like 12:40, right? So I woke up kind of, so I'm like, all right, run to the coffee shop because I got to do some coffee shop work before I come here. So I had a handful of carrots, and then because you have to buy something when you're there, right? But I didn't want to go crazy with the caffeine today, so I bought a cookie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What type of cookie?
Ooh, it was a peanut butter cookie, and it was really I simp heavy for peanut butter. Always have.
You're like a golden retriever. I like it.
Yeah, I really am, dude. I love. I'm not a huge. I'm not a Jew.
I was about to be like, yo, what? I'm like, tell me more about yourself.
I'm not gonna. It wasn't Jewish peanut butter. Okay, no. I'm not a big condiment guy. I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like ketchup. I don't like mustard. I don't like salad dressing. I'll raw dog a salad.
Really? You one of those freaks?
Because salad to me, here's how I view salad. It's vegetables. Love vegetables. Why do I have to make them wet? I'll eat a piece of broccoli without having to make it wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a wet guy.
I know
Unless
what you
we're
mean.
talking about something else.
About that wet.
Yeah.
But yo, here's the thing. I when it's like salad has its dressing and stuff like that, it's like definitely a meal. It's definitely a meal where you're just like, all right, I'm consuming this. But then you just raw dogging it without any dressing. That shit's a little bit uncomfortable to hear. Just a little bit like like the moment you said that, I remember this fat guy on Vine. He used to call like lettuce crunchy water.
Oh.
And I was like, ever since then, I'm like, I can't look at lettuce the same, bro. I'm like, this is just crunchy water. I'm like, I could have just been eating an ice cube. It's more refreshing.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a guy that. Well, you said he was a fat guy. He probably has a tumultuous relationship with lettuce to begin with.
True.
He's like, I'll put lettuce on a burger, but I'm just gonna eat lettuce by itself. You know, I don't know. That's all right. Cool. So are you a morning person or a night person?
Honestly, I think I'm a morning person. I'm a morning person just with insomnia, so I don't get. So I'm up like I'm up late. I wake up early, but like, do I want to be up early? It's questionable. You know what I mean? I could wake up early, but I could sleep in. You know what I mean? I think I'm a morning person because I used to run 5 miles, like this before pandemic. I used to run 5 miles every morning.
Oh my God.
So I used to just knock them out. Like, I used to wake around like 5 o'clock, then try to run 5 miles. That'll take like an hour, then come back, take a shower, and then do what I have to do. But like, yeah, I don't know if that's a morning person or just I try to be strict. I try to make a routine. I don't know.
I'm a routine guy. I am really 5 miles every day.
Yeah, it was like 5 miles every day. And then during COVID, like it was 5 miles every day. During COVID, I was doing it for like 2 to 3 months straight.
Right.
Then at a certain point, I was just like, I'm not LeBron James. What the fuck am I running for? And like, I was getting in good shape. I was just like, I don't like this. I'm like, I stopped liking running.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm just going to be a little fat fuck. And I had my good 2 years of not working out, eating like shit. Yeah. And I didn't gain crazy weight. So I'm just like, fuck it. Let's keep it going. But yeah, it caught up to me.
Yeah, that's oh wow, 5 miles. How long would it take you to run 5 miles?
For me, it was it depends on if I was really running if I was trying to really run 5 miles. So that would probably clock me under like at least 45 minutes, 40.
Okay.
But then if I was like fucking around, it'd be like an hour 30. But at that point, if I'm fucking around and it's like I'm doing like push-ups somewhere, I'm doing like dips and stuff. So that like I'm still working out. Just that the run is less consistent, but it was still burning off energy, like fat and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. The listeners know I hate cardio. I don't do any more cardio than I have to.
Why?
I don't, so I enjoy weightlifting. Like even when it's like, even when you're trying to hit a PR and you're, you know, making all sorts of noises that's making everyone in the gym stare at you. Yeah. You know, that's where, dude, yes, that's, dude, I feel so bad too because I can't control it. I go to failure, and not because like I'm a tough guy. It's just like I think I'm letting people know I'm not a tough guy in case they're confused. You know, they're like, "Are you
Somebody's
sure?"
Just like, yo, he sounds like a fucking tough guy over there. Who the fuck is this Bobby Sheehan?
They have to pull over to just really process how much of an alpha I'm being right now.
Yeah, look at you, just a minute of alpha energy.
So to me, okay, because I've been watching this guy, Dr. Mike. Okay. And he's like I think black he guy. Used to be. He's not a black guy actually. Yeah. Okay, so can we talk about non-black people on the podcast?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. For today, it's good.
So he was like, because he's a bodybuilder and he's talking about like, there's all of these ideas about do you lift to failure, do you not lift to failure, and there was apparently a study that said that if you leave 1 or 2 reps in reserve, meaning like if you were going to fail at 12, if you do at 10 or 11, so you don't have to go to true failure, that's as good as going to true failure. So my thing is though, I'm still going to go to truth failure because I know myself, Derick. I know that I could tell myself a story of being like, I was pretty close to failure, right? Yeah. But if you go to failure, you go to failure.
That's true. That's why all the guys in prison just always keep it pushing. Like that literally, I feel like all of them go to failure and they all just end up just fucking cut, or they just get a gut somehow. I don't know how they get fat.
Yeah.
But
there's not a lot of like skinny meth looking guys though. They're either fucking jacked or they become, they do come. Like I remember OJ when he got out of prison. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's like a fat uncle now. How did that happen?
He's kind of jollier now. Like that, I feel like that was the best thing that happened when I got like fat. Like I got like a good amount of weight on me where I'm just like, I felt like people were more easier to talk to me for some reason. I don't know if that was just me like just being more comfortable with the fact that I'm just doing what I'm doing. But like literally, I think I just felt more comfortable just being around and just talking shit. Okay. But I don't know.
That might just be the energy of not running 5 miles every day. You're like, I just felt better for some reason. Yeah.
I was also telling people, like, I think I was telling people just like, it's like it's easier for like girls to talk to me. I felt like I was talking to women and I was just like, all right, this is cool. Cause I'm like, got a decent amount of weight on me. I felt like I was either more man shaped. Yeah. So like I ate enough shit that I felt like I filled out. But like, I don't know. It was just easier for women to talk to me, but now it just made me feel weird because I was kind of skinny. So maybe I just like look pussy deprived or some shit. Like I was just like I was just hungry as shit for pussy, and that's why I just had I was just skinny, and girls would be like, "Nah, that's too much."
Okay.
Like the type of guy that eats pussy and savors every last bite.
Ooh, no shade for that guy, dude. When I'm down there, I'm having a nice time.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to just make weird noises.
Yeah, dude.
So it sounds like you're coming up for air. Oh, I feel like pussy is it's like a fun little oral fixation thing to do. Like if you just, like
if you don't have like a cigarette or like a pen.
Yeah, just put some pussy in your mouth.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have an oral fixation and I don't have any. Do you have a cigarette and or a need to get eaten out right now? That's what I would do, dude. Yeah. And this is how I'm kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because the few times, especially now, because it's summertime in New York. I mean, it's just barely summertime. We're recording this in mid-June, but it's like unbelievably hot and humid.
It's so fucked.
Like 95.
Bro.
So I walk outside in this weather and I have the same emotional reaction I have like when you walk outside and it's raining. You're like, oh, I have to deal with outside right now. We might have, you and I might have different relationships. I hate the heat,
bro.
Yeah?
I fucking hate this shit. Like this shit is not my thing. I'm a fall, winter kind of guy.
Oh, thank goodness.
I have the AC on even during like the wintertime. Like if the heater's on, I'm like, fuck that shit. Put the air conditioner on. Like I can't deal with this shit, man.
I mean, we were talking about this off mic, but like my roommates, they're AC off kind of guys. They haven't said anything, but I'm always the one to turn it on. We have central, I have 2 roommates.
Yeah.
And I don't have like an AC out my window in my room. It's like central air.
Yeah.
Which is better.
For the whole life of the apartment, yes, it's completely way better.
But I turn it on and it's like, we've come to this agreement because they wake up before me. So I was like, guys, when you leave the apartment in the morning, just turn the AC off, and I'll wake up kind of sweaty, but I'm sleeping, so I don't really. I'm sure it's fucking with my sleep quality, but it's like it's keeping the peace a little bit. You know?
No, I just can't. I hate that like summer. You wake up in the heat and you're just. And you just kind of have to like, you look around for stuff. Like, I feel like your body's naturally gets dehydrated while you're sleeping. So it's just like, you wake up and you're walking towards like the sink, but you're like, you feel like a weak little bitch and you're just like, and you're just kind of shaking your shoulders. It's just a lot. I'd rather be like a little bit relaxed or at least eased into my morning instead of just being like, fuck it, here's life. And then you have to go through with the rest of that shit.
Fuck it, here's life really does feel like it sometimes, you know. And I know we've both worked the same job, which is we were a teacher's assistant for children with special needs. Yeah. There's you and me. There's a couple of comedians that have worked that job. It's actually a great job because you don't need like formal education.
Yeah.
And it's like
you get material.
You get material, dude. Honestly, it's so fucking funny. Yeah,
like you like just be like, oh, what the fuck did that kid say? Because like they'll be saying some funny shit. You'd be like, yo, that's fucking good shit, bro.
Dude, when I was still doing that job, there was like this one little kid, and he would have the school I work for. It was like literally in my interview to get that job, they were like, this is the last stop before they literally have to be institutionalized. That's like how disabled these children are.
Shit.
Yeah, and so you would, you know. Kids would like hit themselves when they were like upset. You had like a lot of like nonverbal kids. Sometimes kids even like weren't fully like toilet trained or whatever. But there was this one kid that he would have these meltdowns for seemingly no reason. You know, I'm sure there was a reason to him. Yeah. Right. And there was this one teacher, who was shall we say a woman of size.
Okay.
She's a woman of size.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a bit of BBW. But and he's like 8 or 9. He starts having this meltdown. She's trying to like get him to calm down. And he's like, shut up, you fat bitch. I hate you. You fat bitch. And it took like all the self-control in my body to not burst out laughing.
Did she fuck him up?
No, because he's, you know, he can't help it.
Yeah,
you know, if I did it, it would be a different story. Yeah, you know what I mean. But
I thought she was like one of those like fighting BBWs, you know, like a BTW, a battle tested woman. I feel like that would be
cool. Yeah, you're not supposed to finish him when you're at work. Dude, some of the older kids when they have a meltdown, dude, like some of them would be like legit your size, Derek.
Yeah,
and that's terrifying.
Fucking huge now, like
because you need just like 3 linebackers to come in and each hold like 1 limb. You know what I mean? It's like, oof.
I feel like that's the main reason too why I also got back in shape because like before I was doing that job, I wasn't really like I was working, but it was a little bit more slower, more flexible hours, and like I was just being able to eat more. So now that I'm just constantly having back into a routine where it's just like you wake up early, you do your job, and then after that, take 2 hours to yourself, and then like go around do comedy. And then I'm just like, all right, I'm moving a lot more now. And then I'm just like, I need to get stamina back. I need to start doing like all this other stuff to get it. So I just start working out with them and, you know, heavy weights. So it's just like honestly, best thing ever was just being able to work out with kids because I'm like, I'm teaching them how to work out, but then it's just like, they see how strong I am. They'd be like, okay, so he's not just a cool teacher. He kind of could fuck us up if he had to. Like I'm benching heavy on purpose, like just to like put fear in them, be like, yo, I could do this. Like this is both of y'all weights together.
The one kid's like talking back to you. You're like, okay, that's fine. And then you push 3 plates. And you're like, ooh, okay.
With ease. I make sure I do it the first time, just like right that. They'd be like, oh, you know, like it's a supported bench press.
Okay.
So you know the one that has like it's on the rail?
Yeah, the Smith machine?
Yes. So I use that. But I purposely, when I go up, push it hard so it makes the things clink, clink, clink. Yeah. So they can hear it and they can also see how much I'm benching. I'd be like, all right, yeah, I know y'all saw that shit.
Yeah, I think that's great that you're teaching them how to work out because I've said this on the podcast before, but like I wish that someone was like said to me in high school, like, you're unathletic, you're clumsy, you can't see the ball, you have no sense of like how to move in your own body. Yeah. Good news, you don't need any of that to lift weights. Oh. Yeah. I wish someone, because I discovered weightlifting as an adult, and I'm like, this is great.
You miss out on peak gains.
I know. Okay, so I worked out a little bit my sophomore year of college, where I was still drinking alcoholically, but you're 20, so your body's like,
it's processing it quicker as fuck, and
it's fine. And I got the newbie gains. And dude, it's so funny because like we have all these ideas of like, you know, you have to be, if you want to get laid, you know, especially as a fucking like kid in college, we might have had different experiences in college, but I was like, how do I do? Do I have to be confident? Do I have to be cool? Like, and then it was literally like just a few weeks of newbie gains. And then women are like, we register you as a man now. You know what I mean? I mean, not everybody, to be clear, but enough that it finally happened. You know what I mean?
The girls like, look, he got one vein on his forearm.
Exactly. Now. Yeah, they're like, okay, I get. And I think, I mean, even now, I don't think most women like register like, oh, he definitely works out. It's just more like he is now, like, if I didn't work out, I'd be skinny fat and wouldn't be clocked as a man to a lot of women. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens to some men, especially if you're like shorter, if you have like narrow shoulders, right? Yeah. You're not clocked as being unattractive. They just don't. You could be a third category as a man where women just don't see you as a sexual being.
True. I'm at that point. I'm in a relationship. So they don't see me as a sexual being at all. They're just like, that's a man occupied by somebody else.
Okay. That's interesting. They could smell it on you?
Yeah, of course. They could. If a guy's a little bit way too put together, not too many kooky like little outfits and shit, they'd be like, oh, there's a girl in his life.
Oh, okay.
Because like the moment you put something on weird, they're just like, oh, something must have happened in the relationship.
Yeah. I am currently wearing a hat that is green with an orange bill.
And who gave that to you?
Not a girl.
Okay, you see that? Because if a girl gave you that hat, it's like self-sabotage. She's just like, I'm making sure no one wants to fuck you.
Yeah. People think it's lame, but it's actually a reference to an Eminem song.
Oh, so then it's fine.
It's pretty cool.
So then like that's more of I have a story with what I have on.
Because people will be like, what's up with that? Because it also, the green part has like bills. Yeah. There's like, is that your thing that you like make money? And I'm like, some people only see that I'm white, ignoring skill, because I stand out like a green hat with an orange bill. You know? And then
they're like, yo, you could rap?
I can sort of rap it. I was talking about this the other day. It's
I love the fucking Halloween CFC that we did at the stand where you were like, when you were Eminem, that shit fucking had me dying, bro. I was so hyped up the whole time. I'm just like, oh, he's fucking doing it. He's fucking doing it. And then like you was rapping and I felt in my heart. I'm just like, because like I used to be a DJ at Comedy Fight Club. So like you was rapping to the beat. You was it was Shook Ones. You was doing the instrumental.
Part 2.
And then part 2. And then at a certain point, I'm just like, this is the part where I just let him go a cappella. And I just pressed the button and you kept going. I was just like, he's doing it. He's doing it.
Dude, you know what depresses me about that night? Because it was like, It was so electric, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so a little bit of background for anybody that doesn't know. Comedy Fight Club that Derick used to DJ for, it was a roast battle show. And the roast battle show on Halloween would do character battles. So you would, like, one year someone dressed up as like JFK and someone dressed up as Marilyn Monroe. And then they roast each other in character. So my friend Matt, who runs the show, he thought of this idea. He's like, you're going to go against Jess Feeney, who's going to play the literal candy Eminem, and then you're gonna dress up as Eminem. And I dyed my hair blonde, and I drew like the tattoos on me and stuff. And I decided to be late 90s, early aughts M, so I'm wearing blue jeans and a white t-shirt, and I'm doing a weird Midwestern black scent the whole time.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Me and the black guys were just like, this is a weird black accent, but okay, I'm here with it.
I honestly, it was like I was like watching his, and then I would just like I would say like you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I think I feel most of it was like me talking with a bit of it, and then ending with you know what I'm saying, and people are like, okay, I guess I could see what he's doing, you know? And I would grab my balls the whole time. The whole time I was doing it, I was like, this could be my regular on stage persona.
Yo, I knew you felt that in your heart. You're just like, this could be me now. Like I have 20 minutes for already set up.
Dude, I did an open mic, and there was a kid. People were making jokes about it before the mic even started. He looked like me 10 years younger.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he was like and by that I just mean he was pale and he had red hair, and he just kind of had this boyish vibe to him. And he gets on stage and he fucking talks like this. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, is this a bit? What is he doing? But I don't, maybe he's from somewhere where that's how they talk.
Yeah.
He left right after. I had so many questions.
Bro, is he still doing comedy?
No,
or is
I saw
he just
him
going out in the street saying, you know what I'm saying now?
Yeah. But okay, so the reason I said that I was that night depresses me because that room was like so electric, and then the video didn't capture it at all. You know what I mean? Because they put the videos on YouTube, and like all the comments are like, this is fucking cringy. And they're not wrong, but I'm like, you should have been there.
But like, if you were there, you would have felt the just like, oh shit, like there's something different about this roast battle right now. Like it was fun. It was fucking great.
Especially because like if memory serves me, the battle before that was people were they were not like fully in character. There was like a self-consciousness to it. Yeah. And then Jess and I went up there, and she was like fully like, I'm the hot green M&M. Like she got into character too. There was quite the gender divide too of who voted for who.
Yeah, it was very much like the girls are just like green M&M. Green everybody's like real M&M.
Well, because I was in character, to be clear, I was in character. So I was being very misogynistic, which is what the character called for.
Fuck him. That's like, I know, like you had to be that guy. You had to turn in. You had to tune that in. But that shit was fucking amazing.
And so, because you used to be a DJ for Comedy Fight Club. Are you a DJ still in general?
Sometimes, like sometimes if someone asks us a favor, like they'll be like, "Hey, can you DJ?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay," and I'll do it. Like I'm supposed to be DJing. I DJ'd recently for Kitty Reynolds, her birthday show.
Oh, cool.
So I was just playing music, and it was during the height of the Kendrick and J.
Hell yeah.
I said J. Cole. Kendrick and Drake beef. So like every song kind of was like either a Drake song or a Kendrick song, and I just kept on fucking with it. I was just like, and everybody's just kind of like, oh yeah, nice. He's playing BBL Drizzy. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, because like no one really listens to the music that's being played during a comedy show.
Right.
But if I could put a theme in there somehow, and people kind of register like, oh, he's gonna play like semi-trap music, but like some weird songs here and there. And then throw the occasional random super white song. It's always fun.
What's your go-to super white song?
Creed, Arms Wide Open now.
Oh,
now
yeah.
that's my new one. That's my new one. Take me to a place I don't know where it bang with arms wide open. That shit is fucking intoxicating. It was that and Wonderwall.
Wonderwall's a good one.
Fucking Wonderwall is nice. And I don't know, then like some other just random white song that has like happens to come up in my head. So yeah, I'll just push it on.
That's your version of like diversity. You're
yeah,
we have to have some white voices here tonight.
And we talk about DJ because sometimes I'll DJ during Comedy Fight Club, and I'll take the microphone. I'm like, yo, I need the white people to get hyped up. need the white people to get hyped up. And I'll just start playing Wonderwall. And then they're just like, today is going to be the day. And they kind of bob with it. I'm just like, yeah, there we go. I'm like, there we go. I just slowly hype them up. I start playing random other white songs and they just get fucking amped. I'm just like, nice.
I remember one time I was at Planet Rose because we were doing karaoke.
Yeah.
And it was it's like a mixture of comedians and like friends of friends and stuff. And the gender ratio was like 50-50, right? And a lot of different types of music. You know, it was Beyonce, Taylor Swift. People are having a nice time. And then my friend Mark Henley, friend of the show, the big dog, he plays Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
And as the intro song is playing, he goes, all right, we've had a lot of fun tonight, but now it's time to get real. And literally, he scared the host, Derick.
That's
literally and then it's just like, it's me and Matt and Mark, and we're all like, it's just one of those days.
Yeah, hoes don't like it when people yell it's one of those days.
I'm in danger.
They're like, what does this entail? It's funny. Everybody loves hoes, but they don't realize how scared hoes are.
They get so scared.
Hoes are like deers. Any subtle movement, they're like, my pussy's in danger.
People have been looking at, like, anytime everyone's looked at my Spotify, they're like, oh, you're scaring the hoes. I'm like, respectfully, if none of your music scares the hoes as a man, you might be gay.
Oh yeah, you definitely gay if you don't. Like, if you're not scaring the hoes a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, so you gotta scare the hoes a little bit to be like, yo, I'm still a man. Even if you're not the manliest looking guy, like, you could just play something like, if you get like a really scrawny, like before you 10 months ago or some shit. But like, if you get something like that, he just start putting his hands up like, yeah. They'd be like, oh shit. All the guys are fucking acting up now. And then everybody's a fucking threat.
What's so when you've been DJing, would you take requests when you DJ?
I always say I do, but then I don't. Like, I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I'd be like, I just keep playing my shit. Like, I always just have fun with doing that. Like, when I do take requests, it's like usually somebody that I'm like, all right, I respect you, and you need this right now. I'm gonna give it to you. Like, if someone really, like, especially if it's like a comedy show or some shit or like roast battle, I'm like, nah, you asked me for this. That means you need to get into a certain mind space. I got you.
And a DJ during a roast battle, I've seen you save bad battles because you'll have like little responses. So like, you're really good when a joke bombs. You have something funny to. I think you started the South Park retard alert.
Oh yeah, if it's a bad bomb like that shit. There was that one, and then I played Selena and Barnes.
Oh,
Selena and Barnes was like that was, but like it kind of started dying off a little bit. So I'm like, all right, then retard alert kicked in, and then like some other shit. But like Selena Bars was my favorite one because I started that during pandemic. So like during pandemic, everybody's just trying to go up and like do stuff, and we just need to set a vibe because everybody's rusty during pandemic. So everybody's kind of doing a lot of ums and we're just like, bro, you were tighter before this. And then I just start playing Selena and Barnes when they start doing a deep thought. So they're doing Selena and Barnes, injury attorneys, 800-888-8888. And everybody just start be like, yo. And it's not like me trying to play them off. It's just like giving you the chance to be like, all right, everybody's distracted. Like now you have a little bit more time to think about your shit.
unless they just got here and they don't know who Selena and Barnes is.
Yeah, and then that's just awkward. It's just like, okay, I get, but it's I get jiggy.
So did you start DJing before you did comedy?
No, yes and no. Like usually, like if my friends are ever, I always was the guy playing music at like house parties and stuff like that. Like I'll just be like, all right, I'm gonna change this to this song because I feel like we need a little bit of this energy, something like this. There's some girls around. We'll play something that's like girly-ish, but like guys can still be like, yeah, da 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 da. So I'm always kind of in tune with music. I just always listen to music. But then when I started doing Comedy Fight Club, that's when I started DJing a lot more and just kind of setting up more vibes. It is,
it's a skill to have a proper read on the vibes and like not mess it up.
Yeah, it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard because like you can still scare the hoes just with the wrong song, son. Like you just set it up wrong, like, and it just like switches up to a little bit slower, and then the hoes like break out of their trance, and then all the guys are like, "Yo, where you going?" She's like, "I'd leave. This guy doesn't know what he's playing." I'm like, "Sorry, bros."
It's the equivalent of like accidentally turning the lights on.
Yeah, yo, it's like they get like Oh God, it's like, it's bad, bro. It's like everybody sees who you really are, and you're just like, okay. It's fucking. It's kind of like doing crowd work, low key too, because you kind of have to just see what the energy is and just be like, all right, let's see what you guys like, and then boom, just hit it. It's always good just to go with topical songs and then try to go into the niche shit or like some other shit. Just,
the fact that like clubs across America are having a nice time dancing about Drake being a PDF file downloader.
bro, that shit is kind of fire.
It is
Like this
crazy.
is the time to be a pedophile. This is an anthem for you, bro. No one's ever been that hyped up to be like, he's a pedophile, certified lover boy, certified pedophile. And then just being like, A minor. Like, bro, imagine being a pedophile and just getting to say with your heart, A minor.
So that video, so we're recording in mid-June. So the Kendrick live video with all of his friends, every time, you know what I thought of? Like in wrestling, when there would be like two guys wrestling and all of a sudden someone else's entrance music plays. And you're like, oh, Triple H is involved too? That's how that concert felt.
It was basically the Royal Rumble. It's just like, I wonder who's they're going to bring out. Oh, that's Tyler, the Creator.
And each time you're like, oh, Tyler, the Creator apparently hates Drake. Oh, Dr. Dre apparently hates Drake. Like all these.
Because like, and the thing is like, they're not openly saying that they hate Drake, but if you're there for Kendrick's shit, you are involuntary saying you hate Drake. And this was the greatest way of like, I never seen hate so lovable and palpable. Like this hate made everybody want to hate collectively, and that's rare to happen. Like I feel like the only time we hated somebody this much was like since 9/11. Like that was like the last time we all together was just like, yo, we hate one group of people. We hate one person.
Drake, if you're listening, we view you like the 9/11 hijackers.
Bro, it's just such good hate. I can't be mad at it. And I like Drake music too. But then, like, the moment I play a Drake song, I'll be like, let me go back to Kendrick real quick. It's so funny, too, because it's like, I was joking about this. Like, Kendrick should literally be a prosecuting attorney. You know? Because literally, like, we have a weird text to Millie Bobby Brown, right? We have a weird interaction with a 17-year-old fan on stage, right? Those are the receipts against Drake. Has not been convicted of anything, right? But right now, as I'm saying this, I could feel people being like, he's a certified pedophile. I would love to see Kendrick actually go to a court and plead his case. But his voice is so weird. He'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, I defend it here. Audrey Graham is a certified pedophile. And I have the receipts to tell you. You just hear the song start playing again. That would actually be even more fun. He has the evidence, but it's just him just singing his songs out loud again.
This is me and my jury of peers. Like thousands of, but there were enough people in that audience that the people that were like at least one actual pedophile
had to be there.
Yeah,
you know what's funny? That could have been that would be like they got the newest what's his name? M. Night Shyamalan movie coming out. So that guy's supposed to. You seen the trailer for it? It's called like Getaway or some shit. But like it's supposed to be a guy that's like supposed to be like this guy called the Butcher, and he has like people hostage, and he takes his daughter to a concert. So then he finds out there's more security like throughout for some reason, and then he talks to a guy. He's just like, oh yeah, they think the Butcher's here, so it's heavy security. They're gonna check everybody. Blah blah blah. So the whole movie's just being with a murderer in a concert throughout the whole movie, and I feel like that's probably what the Kendrick was with some people that was pedophiles. They're just like, yo, I'm out here with. They don't know it's me.
And I'd be like, damn, these people hate pedophiles though.
Yo. Or they really support them. I don't know, like at that point.
And there was the stuff about Dr. Dre too, because apparently his first baby mother may have been like when they met, he was 22 and she was 16. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of I feel like if you went on stage, especially Drake fans,
and then you come out and go,
microscope.
I see dead people, and start off the fucking pedophile anthem, and you're just like, oh shit, what did I do?
Well, I mean, he's the guy that slapped D Barnes, so
true.
It was a different time.
It was a different time. That's when 16 was. Still 16, but like
this podcast is over. It is kind of wild though. If you go back for like, dude, Prince, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley.
I feel like Elvis don't get that much fucking hate. Like not
And she was very young too.
Super young. And I watched the movie in IMAX Dolby, the new Elvis one when it came out. I was just like, yo, we really just watching a pedophile origin story. But like well directed. But it was just the whole time we're just watching this. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's how he got the girls. He just started shaking his hips.
It's so funny too, like talking about it being a different time. The fact that like he was on Ed Sullivan shaking his hips a little bit, and Middle America was like, it's over. The fabric of American society is gonna collapse. This guy is shaking his hips a little bit. You know what I mean? I'll listen to like that era, whether it's like Elvis or like Little Richard or
it's some good shit there.
And the fact that like thinking about my grandfather being like, this is a little too much, you know, it doesn't register to me at all as being like too loud or fast. But the fact, if you were born in the 1920s, you're like, I like opera, not this crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
What happened to fucking falsettos and shit?
Yeah.
All these people want to just swing their hips and shit. What's wrong with them?
I think every generation, like every new generation hates the music of the previous generation. Yeah. With the exception of, I liked all my dad's music. Classic rock. Yeah. They call it classic rock for a reason. You know what I mean? I always liked that. But he didn't like the music.
You know what for me, it might be a little bit different. I appreciate the new generation's music. I don't appreciate their humor.
Oh.
So I'm working with kids and like they do like all these, they call it brain rot, and it's basically meme talk.
Okay.
They'd be like, yeah, you had a level 500 GAT, but you were also grogging my boy I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, these motherfuckers are dumb. It's just like, and I know it's a thing that's mainly going throughout younger people. I'm just like, I can't take that sense of humor. Like, it's just very weird. Maybe call me old fashioned. I like a setup punchline. I don't like random gibberish words. Yeah. Making people giggle.
Yeah. To me, it's almost like, it's a giant inside joke. Right.
Yeah.
And that to me, it's like, it should be at least a little bit accessible. Right. Like I would like to see, you know, someone with that sense of humor, like try to do comedy. I mean, we've been in rooms where you're like, all right, it's a literal geriatric couple. I don't know if these people speak English. These people are from out of town. These people are native New Yorkers. Yep. How do I make all of them laugh at the same time?
And you know, it's funny. I still don't know how I do it.
Yeah, no, I said that as if I cracked the code. No, there's many. I did a terrible show recently where sometimes the audience will be terrible, but in the same way. Yeah. Like if they're a little like a super like Bushwick room, like transplants, you see the girls with the short hair, and the sleeve tattoos, and you're like, okay, I can't be too much of an edgelord tonight. You know what I mean? But like, or like maybe they're old. Like I did a show in Vermont where literally the median age was 65.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, eventually
you could be a little nasty. I feel like 69, 68-year-olds and shit. I feel like you could be nasty.
They're baby boomers.
All right, so so they get it.
That's the thing is like we think of like, oh, we think of 60s and 70s as like grandma and grandpa, but no, now the baby boomers are in the 60s and 70s. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they were fucking around for the 60s and Free Love and
so
SNL when it was edgy, you know?
But I like the last show I recently did that was weird for me. I was doing it at this one spot and the crowd was just a little bit too white for my liking. It was just a little bit like it was just like they didn't have no evil in them. Like I like a little bit of crowd of like, I'm like, we all know we're all here. We're all fucking scumbags. Da, da, da. We like to hear some jokes. Da, da, da.
Right.
And like that's how I like to set shit up. But they just didn't have they didn't have that evil, or at least because I was hosting, I couldn't be too evil right away. So I'm trying to find the right way to just kind of get them all involved. And then I'm just kind of going through my shit. I'm just like, all right, this is okay. And then like in the back of my head, I already knew why I was acting weird is because JoJo Siwa was in the front. And I was just like, I'm like, so I feel like you brought all these people with no hate in their heart and this fucking bringing gay pop energy into this comedy club.
I don't know who JoJo Siwa is.
Oh man.
Someone's sighing in the background right now. I'm
hard to have missed her in the last 6 months.
Bro, literally like she's been wilding out on like America, what was it? Good Morning America. She's been doing this weird dance move. It's fucking bro. It's so weird to try and perform for that type of energy. It's like what is it? She's like 20, but like she's catered to the young kids.
Invented a new genre of music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she invent a new genre of music?
Nah, because gay people have been like, yeah, we've been doing this.
But
she called it gay pop, but
gay pop. So she's she's white?
yeah, young, white, California.
Uh-huh.
So, you know,
YouTuber?
yeah, I think she was like a YouTuber, but I think she also had like a Nickelodeon show.
Does she have like bright, is she like very, I think I actually do know who this person is. She's like bright hair.
Yeah.
And she's like really high energy. I think I think at the time, I think my ex at the time was like, this is for literal children, right?
Bro, and that's why when I first started my set, I knew I fucked up because I was like, yo, I'm like, da-da-da, fuck those kids. And I was just after that, I was just like, oh, I lost them.
Sometimes you do say things that everyone's like, we hate you for the rest of the show now.
And I'm just, no, but I still won them back.
Oh,
but
okay.
I just still was, I didn't win them back like, yeah, we love you. But they was just like, we respect you. And I'm like, that's enough for me.
So what's interesting to me is that you said a little too white for your liking, the audience was.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that like Yoda.
I feel like wholesome.
Wholesome. Okay.
Wholesome. I like rednecks. I like trashy whites. I like all that. Like I'm not racist. But
you heard it here. Well, like I was about to relate to you because I think when the audience is black, it's fun. But I'm like, this could go. It's high risk, high reward for a white comedian.
But it's so much fun.
Well, because when you do well, you're like, I'm actually the fucking man. Yeah. But if you don't do well, you're like, I feel like such an uncool wiener and I have to leave right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And they do haze you a little bit.
Just a little bit like, baby, you'll be okay.
I know it's not in my head. I've been the only white guy in a black show.
Yeah.
And I have felt the audience like either physically or emotionally cross their arms and be like, okay, go ahead. And then I'm like, fuck, this is weird energy. And then usually if I get gay enough for some reason.
You know, it's hilarious. Spanish people love a little gay jokes. They be like, and then he got me culo, and be like, what? but like you are right, because then it's just like you're just getting more silly, and at that point, people fuck with silly, no matter what. You're gonna be like, yeah, this guy's just. I felt
so bad for this because this is like years ago, pre-pandemic. I ended up going. I still lived in Harlem. Are you from Harlem?
I am from Chelsea. Chelsea and Harlem. I was born in New York, but like I lived mainly Bronx, Chelsea, and Harlem.
Ah, okay. So I lived in Harlem for like 2 years, like 2018, 2019. And I ended up, I wish I could remember where it was, but it was like billed as an open mic, but we got there and it was just tons of people there. And which is like the best
Harlem
case.
Nights?
No, it was just like some bar. I wish I could remember what it was. I don't think it lasted very long because I remember I went there like a week or two later being like, it's going to be like this every time. And then it was just like a regular open mic. So I don't know what happened, but it was like me and one other white guy on the show. And
I want to ask you one more quick question about the spot. Did you have to go downstairs?
I think I did have to go downstairs.
I think I know where the spot is.
Okay.
It was on like 120 something. I think it was like a gay bar.
This was definitely.
Was it like a stripper pole in the background, or
I don't remember a stripper pole, and it wasn't a gay bar. It felt like Derek. Can I say this? It felt like a very hood place. Ooh. It felt like I was in a hood place.
Okay, I know where you at.
Okay, so I was, and this white guy goes up before me, and he's so like Brooklyn. He's like talking about climate change, and I could feel everyone being like, "Please take this guy off stage right now." And then fucking I didn't talk about Martin Van Buren at all. I feel like it wasn't the vibe. So I just told like dick jokes the whole time. And I did pretty well. Yeah. And this black girl, she as I'm coming off stage, she goes, "You were the funniest white boy tonight." And I've been riding that high ever since, even though it was only me and one other white person. And that guy objectively bombed. So it was actually if you could call it a compliment at all, it was definitely
a compliment, bro.
Okay.
Come on. She's like, you was the funniest white boy tonight. But like, you can still take off that last word. You was the funniest white boy. And just keep going on with that, bro.
Okay.
I'll take that last word off. I don't give a fuck.
I walk back up. I have my phone recording. I'm like, can you say that one more time?
Someone's like, yo, you was mad funny. You're just the host, right? I'll just cut the rest of that sentence off. Like, you was mad funny.
Yeah, yeah. Do you get like backhanded compliments from people that maybe, yeah, you were, when you host, because I feel like you're a good host.
Yeah.
I host a lot too. People will go, that was really enjoyable. Thanks for hosting. Have you ever thought about doing comedy yourself?
That's when you just want to smack them in the fucking face.
Yeah, dude.
That shit is
It's
just like,
wild.
You think they just hire niggas just to say like, hi. Like, guys, you good? Everybody good? Like, no, that's weird.
Ugh.
It's kind of fucked up. It's very, but it's fun. I like hosting because it is like more of a Q&A to me.
Yeah.
So I get to just talk to people and be like, all right, bet this is fun. Da da da. Just make fun of people. Like, especially if you know a lot about, like, American history, American culture, like culture and stuff like that. I don't really know about your geography or like how you think of the world, but like I like remembering different things about different types of people. So anytime I see like an audience member that's Albanian or some shit, and I have like those weird cuts just for them, I love that shit because then I get to show them, oh yeah, I'm smart. I know about you, and then I show the rest of the people. I'm like, yeah, you see that? Look at that.
Yeah.
Because I had a bunch of Ecuadorians. I had like 3 Ecuadorians a couple nights ago. And I was just like, oh, Ecuadorians? Like, oh yeah, you eat cuy? And then there was just like, no, we don't do that. We don't fuck with that. And I had to explain to the crowd, I'm like, oh, cuy is a hamster, but they just say cuy so they don't seem weird.
Oh, wow.
And just bring, like, just so then I could just bring them into it. So whenever I have to come back to them, they know that I'm like, all right, I'm with you guys. Don't worry. And I feel like at that point, they understand that I'm here just to bring good vibes and just chill with them.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have surprise knowledge about another person's culture.
Ooh, that shit's
but
so
Derick,
bad.
you are, and we haven't mentioned it yet, you are a secret Latino.
Secret Latino, Honduran.
Honduran.
Yeah. Everybody thinks I'm Dominican. Or, yeah.
You know what I had in my head for some reason? El Salvador.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
Okay.
Hopefully those two don't have problems with each other.
Nah. You just think I'm poor. That's it. That's it.
So can I tell you what I know about Honduras?
Yeah, tell me.
Is that it's in Central America and Carlos Mencia is half Honduran.
Yes, bro. Not that many people know that fun fact. I like that shit.
Yeah, Ned, half Honduran, half German.
Yo, that's the fucking weirdest. And the fact I'm like, yo, when I found out he was Honduran, I was just like, yeah, we got a Honduran, but like, he don't talk about, but it's okay. People do that sometimes. And then he got caught stealing jokes. I'm just like, and this is before I even started doing comedy. This is like, what, I'm like 13 or some shit. And I'm just like, guess I can't fuck with you, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's only like, I think I found out there's only like 3 Hondurans in comedy right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's me, Renee Fuentes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And a new comic, Deandra, I forgot her last name. She's like part Honduran. I'm just like, that would be the weirdest one-off show that I could never have. That could never happen again. I can't be like, yo, the best Honduran comedy. Like, there's so many like Puerto Rican comedy nights and like Dominicans, and then like us would just be us 3 every 3 months, I guess.
I see no reason why you shouldn't do the show. You each do 20 minutes. I'll host. I'll be the non-Honduran. And
you can get away with looking Honduran sometimes. Well, kind of. Like if you get like a good tan, like if you stand outside for like 5 minutes, you could probably look like
Derick. If I stand outside for any length of time without sunscreen, I just turn pink.
Oh
yeah, no tan possible.
Damn, you're on that side of the white spectrum.
I know. Yeah, I'm on. I'm on the spectrum, the white spectrum, dude. I hate putting on sunscreen. I hate it.
I did it like a couple times. Like only if I'm at the beach. I never really have to think about it too much.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they say black don't crack, and you guys don't even wear sunscreen. So where does it come from?
I'm starting to think it does, though. I'm starting to think it does crack, at least from because I'm 29 and everybody thinks I'm like 33 or 35, and I'm like starting to get my feelings hurt.
Ah, okay, guys, don't take that information to the YouTube comments, okay?
Yeah, don't say I'm 35 with fucking 25-year-old bone structure or some bullshit.
Dude, it's better to be to have that than to be 33 and then occasionally still get carded. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't drink anymore, but like if a lot of the times if I walk into a place, I'll watch the bouncer go like, come on. Oh.
You were the one of few people I remember when I started. Like I used to see you at Laughing Buddha, the Climate one. And I used to just see him I see. I'm like, oh, that's Bobby. And we never really would talk because you would have your own little circle. And I'll just be like, I'm like, hey, and we'll say hi and bye. I'm just like, and you were young looking in the face. Like I always thought you were my age or a little bit younger. Now that you say you're 33, it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, but I'm like more diligent with my skincare than I've ever been because I do not want to go from like, because obviously as a guy, it's not good to look young. to a start, like I struggled. Like I was talking about a 20-year-old trying to get laid because I looked fucking 15. And that's not an aphrodisiac to any woman unless she has problems.
Like a minor.
Yeah. But I hope I don't go so far in the other direction where I just like I have a baby face and then all of a sudden I'm 40 and I have like a 65-year-old looking face. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm putting sunscreen on literally unless it's super overcast every 2 hours. I'm lathering up and I use Neutrogena. Okay. Which is like $15 for a tube, but it's not greasy. And because if I use regular sunscreen and then I like, you naturally like scratch your face, you scratch your arms, all of a sudden I have like dirt, like dead skin cells under my.
Oh yeah, because you've been like kind of scratching at it and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, I just use cocoa butter.
Yeah, but
I use that, but that's just my own thing I use. I use lotion, and like, but when it's hot like this, I just let the sweat take care of things. Bro, okay. At this point, because this weather's fucking ridiculous. But I think for me, when it comes to trying to keep myself like youngish looking, I just try to hydrate as much as possible. Just drink water. I've been trying to get into more fruits and stuff, so I think that helps clear up skin. I always kind of had clear skin. Like, especially like teenage years, I wasn't really pimply and shit like that. Never really, so I never really had crazy ass breakouts. So I always just drunk water and washed my face. And I'm like, I feel like now I'm starting to get more different types of things because like my girl's involving shit into my life I would never knew. Like I'm like fucking exfoliating, I'm space scalping and shit like that. Ooh. Yeah, which is nice. But like, I feel like now it's adding a new element to my body. Just like, yo, we just go with just water and soap.
Yeah. So you hate the heat. You've been to Honduras before?
Yeah, it's fucking hot as hell.
It's really hot all the time?
It's hot as hell. And like I just went back recently after like 10 years.
Okay.
And like my memories before that was just like, yeah, I remember seeing all my family. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a lot of black people in Honduras. But then it's just everybody looks Mexican and wear button down shirts. So then that kind of just like, I don't need to come back.
Interesting.
It was just a very interesting, like looking from a more adult aspect in your mind. You're just like, oh, things are not how it seems now. Like I'm looking at the country more differently. I'm like, okay, like my country's not that cool. We're violent. We had like one of the highest murder like rates.
Honduras really
has the highest. Like I think it's like it used to be number 1 3 years ago, but I don't know what's happening with it now. We might have dropped off. But
is there like government civil war stuff happening or just?
No, I think it's just gangs. I think it's just a lot of gangs, and then also you could pay off cops. But
oh geez, yeah, that to me I think is when you're in trouble as a society. If like if you could like pay off the cops, that seems to be where it's like, all right, so who do I actually go to if there's a problem?
But that means that they're also not really working, so you're not really getting that crazy interactions with cops. You know what I mean? If they're getting paid off, they'll stop you here and there. But they'll still get their money. They're chilling now. So now they're not really working that hard. So the whole country's fun, but
as long as you don't get murdered, it's a nice time.
Yeah, of course. It's a fucking great time.
So if I were to go to Honduras, like what advice would you have for me besides, brush up on my Duolingo Spanish?
Stay on the resort.
Okay.
Don't talk to the ladies that offer massages. Because they'll always try to fuck you.
I'm lucky that I have such, dare I say, accurate self-esteem that if a very attractive Latina woman was talking to me, I would at least do a lot of vetting. If you get caught in like a what's the word for that? Like a sex scam. Yeah. As a man, I'm like, you're a little too narcissistic, man. Really? Yeah. You had a 2-minute conversation. She was like, I would love to massage you right now. You're like, well, I am the fucking man. That makes sense. You know what I mean?
That's how, oh man, I feel like that's how most guy gets caught up. It's like your ego just gets the best of you, and then you're just like somewhere in Chinatown during a police raid. So now you're like fucked. But I feel like as a man, you don't want to get like, cause then that's like the worst blow, getting caught in a sex scam and then getting like in trouble for it. Cause then you're just like, everybody knows I'm a bitch.
Well, yeah, it's a combination of like, it's the two worst things as a man is a guy that doesn't get pussy. Yeah. And a guy who's like dumb.
Yeah.
You put both of those together. Because if you're a guy, if you're like a dumb guy that fucks, there's something kind of cool to that.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, he's just living his life. I'm like, oh, he's leaving with another girl. Oh, and like you're hyped up for him because you're like, yo, he's not gonna get through life either way.
And if you're like a regular guy and you're like, I sometimes have a hard time getting pussy, people they're like, we get.
Yeah, they'd be like, yo, bro, you're chilling. And like they
It's gonna
talk,
be fine.
And you know what's so funny? Because like you talk to a guy that gets no pussy like a child, you'd be like, bro, you good? Everything all right with you? He's just like, yeah, I'm trying out this new shirt. But like, bro, come on, like, all right, open up the shirt, unbutton that a little bit, like,
yeah,
like you try to treat him like a child. It's so much funny. It's so funny. Guys that get no pussy are like, you have to take care of them, like the alpha. That's when the alpha comes in to be like, guys, don't fuck with him. This is my guy, and then everybody's just like, all right, cool. Like you're always underneath the alpha if you're a guy that gets no pussy.
I think you know, of the two of us, you would be the guy to listen to for advice. But
Nice.
I've learned that you could be yourself, but you should be the best version of yourself. You know what I mean?
Is this some shit you got from like a job interview? They'd be like, yo, be the best version of yourself. Which is it's the right thing. You're saying the right thing, but it's also weird to hear it because you're like, oh, that sounds dumb. But you're like, but it works.
It sounds real hallmarky, but you know what it is? Because you can't fully. There are some guys that in the pursuit of getting laid will literally lose all sense of self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll dress like this and I'll act like this. Like the pickup guys that are like, say crazy shit to a bunch of women and see what happens.
Yeah, nah.
You're not going to meet your wife that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said, let me see if it stinks. And I just had to marry him.
Yeah. you can't go in the other direction. And I feel like people... And it's wider than just like guys getting laid. It's like people in general will be like, well, this is me. And I'm like, well, you have to be a little bit malleable, you know? Like if people are like, hey, if everyone in your life is like, you're a little bit rude all the time, then, you know, you should examine that. If everyone's like, you're being real loud right now, you know what I mean? Or like,
should be like, all right, my body.
Yeah.
But there's some people that just don't do it and it's fine. Like you just have to know that's who you are and you're not going to be liked by everybody. And that's just a life thing. Like you're not gonna be liked by everybody. If you come off a little bit hard, that's cool. But like, if you're just being yourself and you are still being the best version of yourself, even if it's like not what people tend to be like, oh, this is what we want. Yeah, fine. You're still being yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah,
nothing worse than a fake person.
Yes. Yeah. Like other than like, I don't know, a murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fake people, murderers, pedophiles. Maybe something in that order.
You know what I saw on a dating app recently? It was a girl that said, swipe right if you're ugly. And then which first of all, no, swipe left if you're ugly.
Okay.
Right? Which to me, I'm like, what a wild energy to like, that's your first impression. First of all, it's not unique. You don't want to hook up with someone you're not attracted to, you know.
True.
Putting it in the rudest way possible. So I'm like, what does this woman even do? Because they have their profession listed on the app sometimes. And she is a therapist. I love that.
Bro, that's fucking hilarious. Giving people just mental breakdowns and they come. She's actually just honestly fueling her own economy. Actually, I fuck with that. That's good shit. And like, yeah, and I saw some girl. She's like, swipe right, swipe left, you're ugly. And I just broke down and cried. And she's like, okay, we can help you out with that.
So, Derick, you let me know that if I ever go to Honduras, I should stay on the resort and I should try to get a tan.
Yeah, try to get a tan. I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know if you might just have to be a spray tan kind of guy. Have you tried that out yet?
There's no world in which I would, because I'll still have the bright red hair, you know, it wouldn't read as natural.
But like, I'm not talking about like a dark, leathery spray tan. I'm talking about like a nice little hint of melanin.
We'll think about it. Hey, if anybody wants to ask you advice about maybe they're traveling to Honduras, they want to ask you about that, or they're thinking about, you know, they're going to become a DJ and they want DJ equipment. You know, they want to know how to host a comedy show. This is just the wrap up. Let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me at officially Derick Gonzalez on Instagram, and you can follow me on TikTok as well. And and I host a show every Sunday in Harlem, Brown Sugar. That is 134th Adam Powell. And then every first Saturday we're at City Winery. And then every third Sunday we are at the Stand.
Hell yeah, dude. So if people want to come to the show, probably the best thing to do is to follow you on Instagram, follow you on TikTok.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. And remember, folks, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm just playing night owls. You know I love you.
Thank you.